You're not always joining the most ready-to-win squad, but one quality all those guys have is confidence. This year's #1 overall pick, Cam Ward, is confident in his Titans offense, but just how confident? Take a listen.
I think we honestly have the ability to be a top 10 offense, but also it goes on every guy in that huddle, including myself, bringing the right mindset every day. And us also playing together. I think that's the biggest things that we always play together. We never point fingers at each other on both sides of the ball. And we just got to always have that mindset that we can be the best offense in the NFL.
Winner's mindset right there. All right, Swagoo, that got me thinking. Offense in the NFL, do you think we're sleeping on?
The Patriots. I think the Patriots are being slept on. I think this team is going to play a physical brand of football. Diggs stays healthy. Drake May and some of the strides he made at the end of the season. And people have to also remember, Josh McDaniels in the offensive coordinator role is really good. In the head coaching role, he's awful. So I like the delegation that he'll have and be able to focus on one side of the football. But ultimately, this team under Mike Vrabel is going to play a physical brand of football. If they can add an explosive element through the passing game, they'll give people problems. Really good tight end. Obviously, Diggs there. Drake May with a big arm can push the ball down the field. Watch out for the New England Patriots. I think they're under the radar right now.
I like it, Swagoo. I think that they're going to flirt with a playoff spot. I think it's going to be a huge improvement for the Patriots. They're one of those teams that could triple their win total from a year ago. For me, it's the Denver Broncos. Their offense, I think, is going to take a next step up. Sean Payton, he's always had a really good offense. In his 17 years as a head coach in the National Football League, he's had 13 top 10 scoring offenses, including last year with the Denver Broncos in Bo Nix's rookie season. He's had 10 top 5 total offenses. So the body of work from Sean Payton tells you this guy knows what he's doing, and I think he's got a quarterback that's tailor-made for his system. Bo Nix has got a little more athleticism than the quarterbacks that Sean Payton is accustomed to working with, but he's got the quick snap to throw time. He's got all the elements. They added Evan Ingram. I love that in their offense. They drafted R.J. Harvey out of Florida, running back. I think the Denver Broncos offense ready to take off.
Stephen A.?
The question is, what's the offense that's being slept on? That means the offense with minimal expectations, the ones that nobody is really, really looking at to make any kind of noise. And suddenly they might do it. Why can't I go with my Pittsburgh Steelers? Now, I understand their quarterback's 41 years of age, and he's no longer that bad man that he used to be, according to other people. But last time I checked, the brother got DK Metcalf. Okay, you got this cat Robert Woods, and you know who came over from Houston. You've got Calvin Austin III, who's not a scrub. Jaylen Warren is an elusive running back. He ain't that bell cow that Najee Harris was supposed to be before he departed for the Chargers, of course. But the brother can run with the football.
I like Warren, though.
And not only do they have Freiermuth at the tight end spot, they got Jonnu Smith out of Miami as well. So you got dual tight ends to throw the football to as somewhat of a safety blanket for the quarterback that you ain't looking to scramble in Aaron Rodgers at 41 years of age. So you got a situation where you can dip the ball off, short yardage situation. You got a DK Metcalf as your wide out. Okay, you got Tomlin. You got the offensive line, which is supposed to be improved. And I got an elusive running back in Warren that's got something to show as well because they placed their faith in him as the RB1. So my attitude is, hey, why can't I look at the Pittsburgh Steelers and say no? They know they're going up against Baltimore, who's going to score. They know they're going up against Cincinnati, who's going to score. They know they got to score in order to be relevant this year and to have a snowball's chance in hell of doing something. Why can't I look at them and say, yo, when we talk about sleeping, someone's snoring on them, for crying out loud. My attitude is, hey, and they might wake a few people up. They might do that, CC. They might do that.
This is why.
I'm just saying.
This is why it's so great. I'm going to use one of Stephen A. words. I believe now what I'm about to say is very apropos. I think it's apropos what I'm about to say. The Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys could be slept on as an offense. Yeah. Believe it or not,
that's nobody sleeping on them. Nobody's sleeping on them. They got Pickens and CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, they are.
Nobody's sleeping on them. Nobody's sleeping on them
Our
offensively.
stuff has been hijacked. My team stuff has been hijacked, and they are sleeping on them offensively. But let me tell you why they sleeping on them. Because everybody always has this question about Dak Prescott. And is he this and is he that? He's going to be special this year. Now, we might not win a lot of games because our best defensive player may be missing throughout the year, but we're going to put up phenomenal numbers. We're not going to have a lack of a number 2 wide receiver. Actually, we're going to have a 1A and a 1B wide receiver this year in Pickens and obviously CeeDee Lamb. I love Ferguson, our tight end. Dak Prescott, the run game. Javonte Williams hopefully has a resurgence with this young physical offensive line. I know we got an injury. Dallas offense can be really, really good this year, and I expect them to be, and they being slept on.
That sounds like a lot of hope, Swagoo.
That sounds like a lot of hope. They get
our offensive line, if it comes around and we're healthy,
and they cut corners.
And the running back has a resurgence. That sounds like a lot of hope. That sounds like you playing spades and you got 3 of the possible. There's a lot of hope in there, Swagoo. There's a lot of hope.
We're going to be good.
Dominique Foxworth, will Jackson Dart and Abdul Carter, looking so far so good, save the Giants coach and general manager's jobs?
I think the answer is yes. I mean, I think the bar doesn't have to be super high. The expectation isn't that you have to win a Super Bowl. Honestly, I don't even think they have to win a playoff game. If Jackson Dart shows promise under Brian Daboll, there's no chance that they're going to bring in a new offensive mind to develop it. Of course, I think that depends also on Abdul Carter being able to help improve this defense. It's going to be a tall order to ask this team to even be competitive in their division. So I think if they can be somewhat competitive in division, I think everyone stays.
Yeah, it's a question of how they're measuring it at the end of the year, because the schedule looks pretty brutal, and you know, there are some obviously areas of deficiency on this roster, but there's some pretty strong areas on this roster. They have a real left tackle. They have a real number 1 wide receiver. They have a real pass rush. It looks like it could actually be one of the better ones in the entire league. So, you know, they're better equipped, I think, than they have been in recent years. It's just a matter of that ladder that they have to climb.
And brutal schedule.
Yeah, you get to the end of the year, if your ownership, like, do you feel good about Jackson Dart and where he is in his development? You keep the train on the track.
Let's go to the other New York team, and that would be the Jets. Graziano, will Justin Fields thrive in a run-heavy Jets offense?
Yeah, thrive. I mean, yeah, I think there's a good chance he can thrive in a run-heavy offense. The question is, what's the ceiling? Like, how good can he get? And can he develop as a passer to get to the point where he's the kind of quarterback we look at and say, yeah, he could have postseason success? If we get to the end of this season with the Jets and we say he looks different as a passer than we've ever seen before, then I think we might have something.
If nothing else, Marcus, if they're going to run the ball, they're going to shorten the games, they're going to be, at 38 minutes of time of possession, albeit in a preseason game, I get it, but that's the formula. Is Justin and the Jets going to be better than people think this year, Marcus?
I think they'll be solid. Better than people think, I'm not sure, because Graz made the point. If you can't throw the football at a high level in this league, you're going to struggle. Like playing keep away and this whole idea of we going to just run it, and you got to be able to be explosive at times, and that's been Justin's Achilles heel consistently over his career as a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, if their strategy is to keep the game close, that means in the fourth quarter, the game's going to be close. And you're going to have to sometimes lead a game-winning drive. And if you can't throw the ball, you can't do that.
All right, well.